Hi, everybody. We're just going to give it another minute or so to let some more people in, and then we're going to get ourselves kicked off. Okay, we're going well there now. So, yeah, again, hello, everybody. Thanks again for joining us, and you're very welcome to our information session this evening. It's our first one of the year from Herdwatch and Flockwatch, and this evening we're going to be focusing on calf registration and lambing. So my name is Owen Maloney. I'm Head of Customer Success here at Herdwatch. Delighted to be joined again this evening by Chris Good. Chris is Tech Support Lead here at Herdwatch and Flockwatch. Chris, thanks for joining us. How are you getting on?
Not too bad, no one. Looking forward to this evening's webinar.
Yeah, looking forward to it too. So as I said, it's the first webinar of the year. I know a lot of farmers are getting ready for calving, or maybe they've just started calving season. So we're hopefully going to help you out tonight and showcase how easy it is to register your calves in Herdwatch, and obviously for our sheep farmers that are watching, how to start recording your lambing events into the Flockwatch app. So just to cover off our agenda for this evening, we're hoping that tonight's session is going to take maybe around half an hour or so in total. We're going to be focusing primarily on Herdwatch this evening, and maybe about 5 minutes or so is going to be spent within Flockwatch and on lambing. So we're going to start off with showing you how to create and obviously register your calves using the Herdwatch app, and how that's going to make your life an awful lot easier and save you a lot of time. We're also going to show you, and maybe Chris will take you through, how the batch calf registration process works in the Herdwatch app as well. Watchboard notifications, which are really, really important. So it's going to show you when cows are due to calf, to help it best prepare for calving, and the breeding area as well, just where you can see your full list of cows due to calve, etc. So we'll take you through that as well, and how that kind of fits into your full breeding cycle management. So when you're finished calving, getting cows back in calf quicker and stuff as well. And as I said, we're going to also flick over into Flockwatch for a couple of minutes, where we're going to show you how you can actually record your lambing records very quickly and very easily into the Flockwatch app. As always, we're going to finish off tonight's session with some questions from yourselves. So please do pop them in there if you have any questions around calf registrations using Herdwatch to get your calves registered. Maybe if it's your first year using Herdwatch, hopefully the demo will help. But please feel free to ask us some questions. If you use the Q&A section there, please. We're going to spend some time at the end. We do have Jennifer helping us out as well this evening, so she's going to be answering questions throughout this evening's webinar, and myself and Chris will try and demo some answers as well that you might have. So keep them coming, and we'll spend a few minutes, as I said, at the end of the webinar to cover those off. So just before we pop over into Herdwatch and actually start demoing, I suppose, why should you register your calves in Herdwatch? Well, there's obviously a number of benefits and reasons why we feel you should be doing this, you know. So first one being that you're not going to have to spend any more time, especially your evenings. Time is precious on paperwork. So with Herdwatch, all your calves can be registered using the Herdwatch app on the spot. So literally, you tag a calf, you can take out your phone, pop into Herdwatch and get that calf registered on the spot, you know, within 30 seconds. And that goes straight to the relevant department, and you're going to get your registration certs sent out to you. Herdwatch obviously saves you a lot of time, so it just allows you to get the job done fast. A new feature which we'll try and showcase a little bit about this evening as well in Herdwatch is the app is now going to allow you to select your next tag number. Now that's applicable within Ireland, Northern Ireland, and for our Scottish farmers. So if you've ordered new tags recently, those will show up in the list, and you can just select that tag from the list for your calf. So it cuts down on, you know, the amount of stuff you need to input, and also helps you to reduce errors where you're maybe not putting in the wrong tag numbers or anything anymore. So we'll try and explain how that works to you through the demo as well. As always, Herdwatch, it's more than a recording tool. It's there to help you make better decisions and better business decisions on your farm. So, you know, registering your calves is going to help you when it comes to your breeding. It's going to give you, you know, automatic reminders to help you be best prepared for calving. Stuff like when you record your heats, you're getting your reminders, you know, 21 days after your heats or your serves for repeats. And, you know, post calving, then it helps you to track your non-cycling cows. So you can quickly and easily see cows that are not back in calf a couple of weeks after they've calved down very, very quickly. I suppose a key message with Herdwatch is it's about helping you to eliminate your farm paperwork overall. It's fully compliant. with all your farm and quality assurance schemes. So Board B here in Ireland and Red Tractor, etc. in the UK. So once you pop your records into Herdwatch, you don't need to write them down anywhere or into any book. You just pop them into the app and you have that peace of mind that you're covered for compliance. And as always, we're cloud-based, so all your records are safely and secured. So as I said, we're cloud-based, so you pop something into Herdwatch, it's saved onto our servers, and you can access your information at any time on as many devices as you like as well. So nice and easy. It's all about making your life handier. So I think at this point, we are going to pop over into the demo. That's what tonight is all about. Chris, are we ready to go with the demo? Are you happy enough to get us started?
Fire ahead now with the demo.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm just going to try and bring up the demo here on my phone. It may take a second or two to connect. Okay. Chris, I'm hoping you can see my phone screen now.
You can see it there now.
Lovely, lovely. So, Chris, I think at this point, I might let you drive maybe most of the calf registration demo and tell people about the benefits. But I think the first thing, maybe if we focus first on maybe the notifications, how the watchboard helps, and maybe viewing your breeding cycle and stuff like that before you actually go in and register your calf, if that's okay.
Yeah, no problem. But I suppose kind of a big help when it comes to calf registration is the background work that you've done beforehand with recording your breeding records. And say if you go in here to the breeding section on, when you say your serves are recorded throughout the previous year and your scan results are recorded into Herdwatch, that information is stored and it's linked against the dam. So when it comes to calving, it makes the registration an awful lot easier when the latest serve or the latest breeding event will come against it. So here you have your serve list, scan list where you can check back, but you have your due to calve list here, where you can quickly go in and just check and see what animals are due over the course of the next few days. But the best place to find this is down on your watchboard. So on the bottom bar on your home screen, you find the watchboard here. There's a cows near calving list. So that'll be set to a reminder that if you want to know how many cows are calving in the next 7 days, 14 days, 21, completely up to yourself, you can set that in your settings. So you can see here that there's 2 animals, one's 12 days over, one's 5 days over. So these haven't had calves registered to them. Now, if you want to edit this setting, you can go to the settings through the home page, or else in here, if you press the 3 dots at the top right-hand corner, go into your watchboard settings. It gives you an option here where you can change your days prior to calving. Now, the settings that are they're there for, I think if you scroll down one. Yeah, 21.
Yeah.
Any animals that are due to calve in the next 21 days, they'll show up here. And this just is kind of a helpful tool when it comes around to the time of calving, that you're able to kind of watch what's due. Now, I know you'll be doing your general management anyway, but it's just a handy reminder.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
I suppose we'll go into the calf registration there on.
Okay, so
back in your, you can go through calf registration in 2 different ways, really. You can go into your compliance, but the main tool here on your home screen is your plus sign. When you click on your plus sign, you click into calf. And from here, you have your options of male and female. And you also have the register calf or save calves, that if you create a few calves in the past or in the last couple of days and you haven't registered them yet, you can click this and it'll bring into all your calves that are waiting for registration.
Okay.
From
So
here, you can
say this is a heifer calf for argument's sake, Chris. So I'll just want the female here.
Right. So as you can see there's the new option that Owen was talking about that'll be available in the next few days, the next tag option. But you also have the option here to scan a tag.
Yeah.
So I think you have a tag there to hand on, do you?
I do, yeah. So just, I suppose to reiterate what Chris was saying there. So select the next tag number is going to be live probably in the next 4 or 5 days. So you should see that in your app once you get the next update. And if you've ordered new tags recently, that list of tags is going to display for you here in a list that you can just select the tag, which is going to cut down and make calf registration even quicker and even easier to do. But as always, you'll still be able to pop in the numbers manually if you want, or if your tags have a barcode, as I'm just about to show here, you can actually click on the scan tag option and it should open up your phone as camera. And if you just scan the barcode, as I've done there, just populates the tag number for you. So handy little feature. It just means like you don't have to worry about clicking in and typing in the actual tag number itself. So it'll do all that for you.
Perfect. So you have a few optional fields here as well. So just to note, this calf registrations on our Irish side. So there might be some different there with the other regions, with Scotland, UK, and Northern Ireland. But here, you might notice that these fields here are in orange. So they're required fields for registration. So you can enter your date of birth. It automatically defaults to today's date. Let's say if the calf was born a few days ago, you're able to change it back. Your calving difficulty options are there. So it's a drop down and you select whether it was normal, some assistance, considerably difficult. You have them options there. Now you have the option as well here to add an image if you want. When the calf's in the pen and you're tagging it, you can take a picture. So our dam option is next. So when you click on the dam section here, it brings up a full list of your dams that are in herd. So you can easily just search them, their last couple of digits of their tag number on top, or else you can click into you can scroll onto the list and select them.
Yeah.
Once you select the dam, you can see here automatically below it brought in the sire. So this sire was the last serve that was recorded against the animal on Herdwatch. Now, for example, if you're in Ireland here and you have an AI technician coming into your farm and then serves are going to ICBF, they'll automatically come down into Herdwatch once they're connected. But you have the option here as well. If it was a stock bull that sired this calf, you're able to click on AI stock bull as an option, and you're able to change it to the stock bull that's in the herd.
Okay. Won't change it for this one, but
and automatically this does the breed of the calf as well. So based on the dam and sire, it'll work that out for you.
Perfect. So there's obviously loads of other, depending on schemes and stuff in Ireland, or if you're in Northern Ireland or the UK, Chris, there's optional information that you can also add in here.
So size and vigor there for your BDGP, you can enter it here and we'll send it across to ICBF. So you can select them there on it. And then you have other fields here as well. So there's calf pedigree name. So if it's a pedigree calf that you're registering, you can enter their pedigree name here and we'll send that to the department. And then that'll automatically go across then to the relevant breeding society. There's an option as well here for stillborn. So if it's a stillborn, you can select it there when you're registering it. Now there's a difference between that here in the UK. And there's an option for you can put in, say, dead at birth, and you can put down the date of death as well. So just something to note on the UK side. Genetic dam is an option there for embryo transfer. So you can enter the genetic dam here for the registration. And then there's more optional fields at the bottom, such as calf weight, purpose, freeze brand, and notes. Now, the purpose is a handy section. If you're, say, for future in using Herdwatch, that if it's a bull calf and you're keeping them for fattening, or it's a heifer calf that you're going to keep on for breeding down the line, if you set their purpose here, down the line, it's handy for filtering within the app. So, and then as well notes. So say if you want to put in a note on how the calving went or any details in regards to the calving, you can enter it here in the registration.
So say easy calving cow.
Yeah.
Etc.
Perfect. So when you press save, you'll be prompted with a message whether if you want to register the calf immediately on the spot, or else you want to save it and go back, review the details, and then register it. So I'd say we'll just save this one for the moment on.
So I'm going to hit not now here, Chris, and the reason I suppose I'm going to hit not now is because maybe for larger herds that maybe have a lot of cows calving, it's a really handy way of, you can send all the calves off together, get all your cards back in the post for the calves together. So if I was to click OK there, that will go straight through to the department and register the calf now. But if I have another calf tomorrow, if I do the same thing again, I'll probably get the passports on 2 separate dates. So what's a really handy thing, and I know a lot of farmers like to do it with Herdwatch, is they might let the calves build up for a couple of days or over the course of a week when they're at their busiest, and maybe send all the registrations in one day. So
if you go back to the home page, we can show them there where they can find batch register.
Yeah.
So you can either go to the plus sign, like I said there to start, and click into recently saved calves or registered saved calves, or else you can go through compliance on your main screen into calves to register.
Yeah, so I'll just show that as well. So from the home screen, if you pop into compliance, in the top left, you have calves to register, and we've only the one at the moment. But
if you had say if you had a couple of different a couple of calves here that you wanted to register, if you select the batch register option, it allows you to select them calves and then send to the department or send to in one go.
So I suppose if you had 10 or 12 calves here, you can just select them all and let them off in one go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a handy feature there, and that's a part of our complete plan.
Yeah.
So if it is something of interest in getting upgraded onto complete plan for the VAT register, don't hesitate to reach out to you.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Actually, a good point here is if you do need any help with, not just with your calf registrations, but if you do have, I suppose, any general queries or questions that you'd like some help with, the easiest thing to do is probably just use the message center in the bottom right hand corner. I'm not sure if you've used it before, but if you open it up, it just allows you to send us a message through the app, and any of the team will be able to get in touch with you then within probably the next working day and get things sorted for you. So sorry, no, that's just after opening.
Just a handy thing there as well, Owen. If it's a case that's a weekend and you're looking for some information on a section of the app, you have an option here as well to search the articles. So we have articles on our website, and it's through the app here as well, that if there's information that you're looking to record treatments or information on calf registration, you can always search it here in the articles.
Yeah, sorry, Chris, I'm not sure. I think my phone might have stopped sharing. You can't see it here on your side, can you?
I can just see the message center there.
Okay, yeah, I can only see my phone, of course. Can you see the watchboard now or anything? No.
No.
Okay, let me just try and share. I'm just trying to share. Sorry, right. Opening up the message center has caused a little issue with our share.
Do you want me to share on? I have it here in the PC.
Yeah, I might get you to just throw up your screen, Chris, if you don't mind for a second.
Yeah. Do you want to go to Flockwatch for the Lamin records?
Yeah, I tell you what, if you can just try and share your screen for a second, and then if I can get my phone back on, I'll pop back into Flockwatch then, if that's okay with you.
Right.
I'll just go share here for a sec. So you might have to open up your PC version there, Chris. I'm sorry now.
Yeah. Can you see the PC version there at the moment?
Just see if I can share my. Apologies now, everybody. Some technical issues, but we'll get it sorted here in a second, hopefully. Sorry, Chris, I'm just going to try my phone here again. So
no problem. Do you want me to stop sharing?
Yeah, I think I have the phone back on here again, so you should be able to see that there.
You can see your phone now.
Yeah. So what we'll do at this point is we might just flip over and cover lambing within Flockwatch. So I suppose a handy thing for, I know we've some probably sheep only farmers tuned in as well this evening, but we probably have some farmers that have both cattle and sheep. So Herdwatch and Flockwatch can run side by side, and you can swap them on together very quickly and easily. In the top left hand corner, just click on the little three lines and you can just switch over to Flockwatch, and it just brings you from Herdwatch over to Flockwatch. And the look and feel is pretty much the same. And the way that the app works, everything is driven by the Orange Plus button. So sorry, Chris, just to get back into the demo, and then so we'd like to show everybody how easy it is, I suppose, to record a lambing event, if that's okay. So
yeah, no problem.
Over again.
So I suppose if you have any ID reader and it's connected to the Flockwatch app, you have the option here that you can connect it. And when you scan the tag of your yo, it'll allow you to record a task against that animal. So we don't have any ID reader connected here at the moment, but if you select the plus sign here on the bottom,
yeah,
it allows you then to click on lambing record.
Select lambing record, and I'm going to pick just the second yo here, Chris, to say that she's had lambs.
Grand. So with this, then it allows you then to record your lambing record. So here you can see the options for your lambing number, date, and date of birth, and the season born. So these are drop down options here, so you can select on them. So you can select the date of birth, season born is 2023. So the number of lambs there. So I'd say go for 2 lambs on.
Okay.
And then if you scroll down, it allows then for more options. So like sire.
So you can pick your ram if you want.
If there's an embryo transfer, you can just click on the toggle here. You have lambing difficulties.
Sire breeds.
Yeah. And you have mother and ability, there are different options, and milkiness. And then if you want to add this yo to a cull list, you can just click the toggle there. Once you press next, it brings you into the lambing, so you can record details of both the lambs. So here you just select the gender.
So if I had selected 3 lambs here, Chris, to be lamb 1, 2, and 3 at the top, I'd imagine, is it?
Yes, 1, 2, and 3, but then it'll allow you then to put down a foster as an option then as well.
Okay, perfect. So we're on lamb 1, and we're going to say that was a female lamb.
Yeah. So see the lamb number here, this just prompts you with lamb number, but you can change it to a format you want. So it allows you, if you're not tagging the lamb at birth, that you can go back then, you can mark the lamb with this number and you can go back then easily and record the tag to it afterwards. Okay. So when you're finished with this, the first lamb, you just click on lamb 2 on top.
So like when I hit next, it just brings me across to lamb 2, and you can just select your gender again, so if it's a male or female. And then hit save.
And that's your lamb record done.
So very quick, very easy to do. A question I was going to ask Chris as well is like, how easy is it or through Flockwatch and Herdwatch to view like the lambs or the calves that a cow or a ewe is after having?
So very same principle on Herdwatch and Flockwatch. So if you click into the ewe here.
Okay, so I can drill in from here and you click on their tag number.
Yeah, and then it gives you the option for progeny on top.
Okay.
And you'll see here then the lambs are recorded.
And just to show as well in Herdwatch, I'll just switch back to Herdwatch really quickly, and I'll pop into my calves to register, and I can click on the dam, and from the dam then you can see her progeny, and you can see all the calves that she's had in the previous 3 or 4 or 5 years, or however long she's been on your farm.
And if you notice there, some people might ask a question there as to why some of them are showing orange and some of them are showing blue. The blue shows that they're in herd, and the orange circle on the side is showing that they've left the herd.
Okay. And just for reference to the number within the circle then, Chris, is the year the animal was born.
Year the animal was born.
Okay, perfect. Great, thanks for that, Chris. I think at this stage we might take a couple of questions because they're coming in quite thick and fast. So thanks everybody for and keep the questions coming. Hopefully Jennifer's helping out there and answering most of them. But myself and Chris will try and demo a couple of the answers that might help you out with some either your lamb or your calf registration. So Chris, the first question that's come in here is, can I register, new to Herdwatch, can I register a calf to a bull that has left my farm?
Yep. So if the bull has left your farm and you say you're new to Herdwatch, or you haven't used it as stock bull before, if you go into my herd, you go into the smart list option on the right hand corner.
Right corner. Okay.
And then if you scroll down, you'll see you have the moved out list here.
Yep.
So in your moved out list, if you want to search for your bull or select the bull from the list.
Okay. So I'll just select this guy just for reference.
Yeah. And then press the 3 dots in the top right hand corner.
Edit.
If you scroll down or select edit and scroll down, there's an option for is this a stock bull? So once you just click on the little toggle and press save, that bull will be available for calf registration or any breeding events that you want to record.
Okay, perfect. And I suppose, Chris, just for reference as well, if particularly for new people or maybe people that have just recently joined Herdwatch, if animals have left their farm before they started using Herdwatch, they might not show on your moved out list. So there is an option for people to create them as a moved out bull, isn't there?
Yeah, there is an option there. So say in Ireland, we get 18 months previous records, whereas in the UK and other regions, we don't get that. So the option were to create the bull if it's left the herd. If you press the plus sign,
Plus,
and you scroll down, or if you want to search it on top, there's an option for animal.
yeah, I actually have it here. So I'm just going to select animal.
And you have here stock bull moved out. And if you click on that, it'll just give you the option of fields to fill in. Now, just something to note, it has a date moved out, an estimated date moved in. Just ensure that you filled it. You say you kind of give a rough idea on that the bull was in herd around the time of the breeding event.
Okay. Thanks for that, Chris. We'll keep moving on here. So the second question that I have for you, Chris, is what do you do if a calf has died at birth? Okay,
so that can vary in region. Say in Ireland here, if the calf died at birth, whether if you the calf registered before the knackery took the animal, the department will automatically remove the animal from the herd once it's registered. But in the event that the animal had gone off the farm before it was registered, it'll automatically come down from the department because the department are registered. So it's only a matter of going into your moved out list and editing the calf in the moved out list and adding the dam to it. And that'll link your dam and your calf. But as you've seen on the registration there, if you want to go back into the registration on.
So I might actually pop into the calf that we created, Chris. Yeah. So 3 dots in the top right hand corner and edit. And you
There's
can
an option for stillborn. If you click,
once you scroll down along.
so if you click on that drop down there,
Oh yeah, sorry, stillborn, and you can say date of birth.
and then that'll update that record. Once the registration is so once the date has been recorded with the department, it automatically will leave it.
Okay, perfect. I suppose the next question that I had there as well, Chris, you kind of covered it there, is what do I do if I make a mistake? Maybe if I made a mistake with the date of birth or tag number or even the gender of the calf.
So if you've made a mistake on the registration before you sent it, or before you register the calf, it's only a matter of pressing the three dots in the top right hand corner and selecting edit, and that'll allow you to edit any of the details that you put in. But in the event that you registered the calf and had incorrect details on it, you'd have to get onto your relevant department and ask them to say there's a form here in Ireland that you can fill out, an ER94B form, and that'll make any amendments. But say if it's in any of the other regions, Scotland, UK, Northern Ireland, you'll have to get contact directly with them in order to make the change. And then that'll automatically come into Herdwatch then once the change is done.
Thanks, Chris. Just to pick up on, I know you mentioned, Chris, that there at some point, particularly for Irish farmers, that we have a link with ICBF, which allows you to get your breeding events. And obviously, as if you're a dairy farmer tuned in this evening, you get even more. You get your milk records as well. For beef or suckler farmers, we can get your weight records too. But is there a quick or easy way in the app for people that are maybe new to Herdwatch that haven't connected to ICBF yet? How do you do it?
Yeah, so if you're new to Herdwatch, there's an option there. It'll pop up on your watchboard for to connect to ICBF.
Yeah.
Now, I think, is this account connected on?
This one is connected, Chris, so we might be able to show it. There should be an option within settings as well. So like Chris said, it will show on your watchboard to link to ICBF here, or else if you click on your three lines in the top corner, you can pop into the settings, and about halfway or so down, this is obviously connected to ICBF. There'll be a big blue button here that says connect to ICBF. Pop in your ICBF username and password, and that will link your Herdwatch account to ICBF within a day or so. Is that correct, Chris? Information.
The information will start flowing now.
And just on that then, Chris, there was a question actually that what if I can't see some of my breeding records even though I'm connected?
So it could be a case in the app that your breeding season started, your calf season started is not set correctly. So if you go to the settings there on the
three lines in the top corner, and I'm going to pop into settings.
And if you go into breeding,
so click on the breeding tile at the top,
and then see your calving season start date. So in the event that this was set to the 1st of January 2021, it mightn't be showing your breeding records correctly as say now. So just ensure that your breeding season start, or your calving season start date is set as the previous year. So that's set as 2022. So once calving's over this year, you'll change that to 2023, and that'll clean up your records from this year going on as well.
Okay. Perfect. Thanks, Chris. There's probably a couple more questions here as well. So let me just go home and we'll just see what's coming in. Can you see any coming in on your side as well, Chris, that we could maybe cover off?
Just a question here from Dermot on the AI bulls. He was saying some of his AI bulls haven't been shown in the list. So there's, if you go into the My Herd option and go into the smart list, there is two different lists. So you have your active and your legacy AI bulls. So your active AI bulls are showing any bulls that have been used on the farm the last 24 months, so the last 2 years. So if you click in here, if you click into just the active, that'll show that list there. Now, if this list is showing a lot of animals, you have the refresh button on top.
Yeah.
If you notice some of them bulls haven't been used in the last couple of years. But it's say if there's a bull that you have used or you're starting to use this year and you want to set them as active, if you go back to your smart lists and you click into the legacy AI bulls, and then click on the bull that you want to use.
Okay, so I'll just try, is there an actual, a lot of old animals here? I'll just go with this one here, Chris.
And if you click on the three dots in the top right hand corner then.
Yeah.
So this is just editing that AI bull. So there's a toggle here, is this an active AI bull? So if you click on that toggle and press save, that bull will show on your list then if you want to record a serve or record them against the calf registration.
Okay. Good job, thank you. We'll just have a little look here now, see what else is coming in, Chris. There is a question from Gareth here. I might ask you, Chris. It's got to do with lambing. So thanks for the question, Gareth. He's asking, how do you edit the Yo lambing record example if you mention on the first day that she has a lot of milk, but if you know she's not as milky as she was, leading to pulling a lamb. So I suppose essentially, Chris, if you've recorded a lambing record, but you want to make a little change to that lambing record or add an additional note or additional piece of information to the lambing record.
Yeah, so if you go into, do you want to just switch back to Flockwatch there?
Yeah, so I'm just going to switch back over to Flockwatch.
And if you go into the yo itself, so if you go into my flock,
yeah,
you click on that yo.
This yo here.
If you click into history, you can see where that lambing task is recorded against the animal.
Yeah.
So you can click into the lambing task, and it should allow you the option. It mightn't show it there.
Yeah, I think you should, Garrett, you should have the 3 lines in the top corner, as always, to allow you to edit the record. Now, it could be just my phone here, because I'm not actually sheep. That's kind of a test account, but I wonder, Chris, even if we clicked in from here, edit, no, that's just to edit the animal, sorry. Yeah, but sorry, Gareth, but where Chris was saying, within that lambing task, we should be able to edit from there, and you can add your, you can edit the milkiness record, or you can add an additional note at the bottom, which is probably the best thing to do. It just, for your own reference, you'll be able to see here at the bottom that if there was a note that you had added in, you can see it very, very quickly. So sorry, no, I'm not able to actually demonstrate that right now, Gareth, but that's, if you look at it yourself on your own phone, that's the way it should work. And if not, please just let us know through the message center, and we can get that sorted for you. But thanks for your question, Gareth. Hopefully that helps. Chris, anything on your own side there?
I'm just checking here now.
There was a question there from Thomas Phelan about, thanks for your question, Tom. Can you show how to add the stock bull that has already left the herd? So I think Chris kind of demonstrated that already, Thomas. So hopefully Chris's answer sorted you out there, but as always, just come back to us if you need anything else. John Paul, sorry, Chris, across you, just asking about the batch calf registration. So that's on our complete plan at the moment, John Paul. So I'm not sure, are you maybe just on our essentials plan, but if you'd like to drop us a message, we can definitely take a look at that for you, John Paul. Like if you have a lot of cows calving in a short period of time, it's a really, really handy addition to have. So we can have a chat with you about maybe getting that up and running. Just let us know. Sorry, Chris, you jump ahead there.
I know there's just a question there on if a calf went to the knackery before you registered the calf. So I just covered that a few minutes ago. So in the event that the knackery took the calf before you went to register, you might, at the time when you go to register, you might just get a pop-up saying that this tag already exists. That happens, say, in the event that the knackery registered the calf with the department for you. So that can happen. So if that happens, the calf will automatically come into Herdwatch, into your moved out list. And now if you want to record that calf against the dam, it's only a matter of going into the moved out list and editing that calf and adding the dam.
So I'll just try and show that as well, Chris. So I'm clicking into my herd smart lists, and I'm just going to pop into moved out now. I don't think we have any calves that's happened to, but if I was to the top calf for argument's sake, I can click on it here and I can 3 dots and edit, and you should be able to come down here. The dam field will actually be editable here in that instance.
Yeah.
Click in and select the cow, who is the mother of that calf, and that will record the calving for that cow as well, put her back in lactation. So hopefully that answers that question there. Sorry, Chris, do you want to keep going with the questions, or do you want me to have
have you any questions there? I'm just trying to check here and see.
There's a couple here. Gareth again was asking, how do you add a foster lamb at a different stage? But I think you kind of, the foster option, does that only come in, Chris, once you select 3 lambs?
Only comes in once you select the 3 lambs. There'll be a toggle there for foster and allow you then to link that to the foster you.
Yeah, perfect. There's a question as well, another Flockwatch question from John. In Flockwatch, can I select the sire, the ewe ren weight at mating season? Yeah, so that's a relatively new feature that's been added in, John. But now you can actually add in your mating records within Flockwatch itself. So you should see that on your home screen, and if you just click plus, you can create a new mating record, and you can select when your ram is actually out running with the ewes and stuff as well, and it should help you to kind of determine things a little bit better on the farm. So you should be able to see that there straight away, John. If you'd like to pop back into Flockwatch, I'll just try and show you here. You can see that there's a breeding tile here now on Flockwatch, and when you click in here, it'll show if you've recorded any mating records. It'll show you, your estimated lambing date here as well. And if you want to record, you can just click on your plus button, and you should be able to select mating record here. And then the date the ram was let to the ewes, we always default to today's date, as Chris mentioned earlier on, but you can change that very quickly back to when it actually happened, and you can select the ram that was actually out as well. Or if I have a rattled color and stuff like that, you can add all that information there. So we'll just say as a red, and we can go look for a description next. So do you want to maybe describe what's going on here, Chris? So this is maybe where if you have an EID reader, it's very, very straightforward to record mating records or other information within Flockwatch itself.
Yeah, so if you're connected with your EID reader, it allows you to say use your reader to scan the yows you want to put against this mating record, but then you have the option then as well for the group selection we can put in a.
Well, yeah, you probably have to have a group pre-made here.
Made in Flockwatch.
So if you had, all your yows in a group, you can just select the full group that the ram was running with, or if it was just a single ram, or sorry, if single yow, you can just go single animal selection here, and you can just pick whatever yow it was, and you can save it again. And you can see that it's given us an estimated lambing date here and everything. So I hope that answers your question.
There's a few questions there just in regards to connecting readers. If you want to give us a shout there, we don't have any readers with us tonight here for the demonstration, but if you just want to give us a message into the message center in the app, and one of us will be able to get in contact with you there tomorrow.
Yeah,
we're connecting the reader.
I suppose just off the top of your head, Chris, do you have information on what readers we do currently integrate or work with? I know that we have the LPRs and the AWRs, but there's maybe only 4 or 5 reader types that work with Flockwatch.
Yes,
properly at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah, there's only a couple of readers, and I'd say over the course of time that will change as well. Now I'll just get the full list here now, 1 second.
So just while Chris is doing that, I might just keep going with the questions here. Gillian, you've asked about recording a calf dead at birth, so I think we demonstrated that, Gillian. So hopefully you've seen the answer there. You can just, as part of your calf registration, you can select stillborn or dead at birth, before you submit your registration as well.
The readers there, Owen, just are the Allflex LPR, the Agrident AWR 250 and 300, and then you have your True Test SRS2 and XRS2. Now, just something to note as well, the readers also connect on Herdwatch. So now with EID tags in calves, you're also able to use the readers on Herdwatch and Flockwatch.
Perfect. And like Chris said, if you have any questions about maybe even if you're considering purchasing or getting your hands on a reader, if you'd like to speak to us, we can point you in the right direction, and we have ways of getting readers ordered for you and everything as well, and advise you on the best reader for your own farm and your own setup. And just for the cattle farmers as well, I know with EID becoming the norm with calf tags, if you're on a complete plan and you have a reader, Herdwatch as well does work with EID readers. So it's just something that might become more prevalent on farm over the next few years. Sorry, there's a message from Gordy is asking about creating groups on Flockwatch, Chris. Do we have time to maybe do that really quickly?
Yeah, no problem.
So I'm in Flockwatch here. So as same as everything, Gordy, everything starts with your plus button. So if you click in here, you can just go create group. So every group that you create, you just need to obviously give it a title or give it a name. So you can just call it, your breeding yows or breeding ewes, or whatever you want to call it. You can pop in a description as well. It's an optional, and when you select next, it just brings you into your full flock where you can select, whatever animals you want to put into that particular group. So I'll just put in some females there into that group, and I can save it. And where that group actually lives then is when I go back to my home screen, I click into my 12 animals in flock and into my group, and you can see that I have a group of ewes there and a group of lambs as well. So hopefully that showcases how to do that, Gordy. But if you have any other questions, let us know. And obviously, if we haven't got to any questions this evening, do please just pop us a message in the message center, and we'll get back to you in the next day or so.
2 questions there, Owen.
Yeah.
There's someone asking about the PIN, the Herdwatch PIN when it comes to registering calves. So there's a 6-digit PIN just for your own security when it comes to registering calves or processing any records with ministries or departments. So if you don't have your 6-digit PIN, if you just pop us a message, we can send you out your PIN. And it's just a security precaution when it comes to registering or processing any movements. And then there's another question: are we compatible with the ICBF DNA calf reg scheme? So we are fully compliant with the scheme. Once you create your calves in Herdwatch, we'll send information across to ICBF, and then you'll be able to monitor the status of the calf on Herdwatch. And say if it goes over the timeline of 21 days, you can register the calf ahead if you haven't got the results of the sample. Would you be able to monitor that in, say, in Herdwatch? If you click into your compliance and calves register, so it's just a quick way of checking that out. But if you have any questions, further questions on that, you can just give us a message.
Okay. Perfect. Thanks for that, Chris. Okay, I think we're pretty much done with the Q&A. So thanks for that again, Chris. We're getting towards the end of this evening's webinar. But as I said, and as Chris said as well, if there's anything you think of, maybe even afterwards, that you would have liked to have asked us, or you need a little bit of help with, please do just drop us a message, or you can obviously give us a call. I'll show the number here now in a second. Let me just see. I'm just going to share this, so hopefully you can see my screen again. So yeah, we're at the end of this evening's webinar, but we have our numbers here, so you can obviously give us a call if you have any questions. I do recommend using the message center. It's the quickest way to get in touch, and you know, it's generally next day the guys can give you a call and help you with any issues you have, or if you'd like a little run through how to use the app or get going at it. Happy to help, so please let us know. As always, we have our refer a friend scheme that's always open and live, so you know, hopefully Herdwatch and Flockwatch is going really well. So if you'd like to tell other farmers about it, there's a way to get rewarded with some of the Herdwatch gear and jackets and stuff. So get in touch if you do, and we'll look after you. Other than that, we'll probably have some webinars coming in the next month or two, focusing around breeding, I'd imagine, Chris, and maybe moving on into medicines and compliance throughout the summer. So, you know, if you need any help between now and then, please let us know, and keep your eyes and ears peeled for webinars coming in the next couple of months. So thanks again, Chris. Thanks a million for your help, and Jennifer, thanks for your help on the Q&A, and we will talk to everybody soon.
Chat to you.
Chat to you.
Is that live?
It's live. I'm just going to end up here now.